Hey everyone, this morning I got stopped out of my Vulcan Forge short trade, and in this video I want to do kind of a life journal of what my thought process is, what happened with this trade, and most importantly answer to 3 questions that I believe are key for every single trade. The first one is, why did I take this trade? The second one is, what was my plan for the trade? And the third one is, how well I think I executed my plan, and of course what are my mistakes in this one. So let's start with a quick overview, and let me just use the replay tool here and go back to exactly the day where we decided to enter this trade. You can see that we had several days of sell-off and we broke down below this support level around 350, and the selling continued, and then we had a strong bounce into this turned now resistance level. So right here I decided that I want to test out a short position on specifically this coin, because there has been several ups and downs here in this area. It's been very choppy, but as you can see, this level around 350 has been confirmed as support or resistance several times since May last year. Another reason for taking this trade is actually that Bitcoin and the stock market at this time was kind of showing relative weakness. So this pop was kind of random. So this was another reason that gave me confidence to test out this setup. So the idea for this trade was that we might get a fast reversal after a green day of 11% up into resistance. And since my main goal for this entire bear market actually is to kind of learn how to better trade short positions, because this is something that I'm not great at, I'm not afraid to admit it actually. I want to learn more about shorting, and this entire bear market will be kind of a testing ground for me to find good shorts and to improve my tactics and also my executions, because I do believe that kind of the best shorting opportunities are behind us, and this is actually one of the main reasons I wanted to learn more shorting, because we can make a lot of money in a bull trend, but still actually the longer periods of time we're in a bear trend, and I think they're quite good opportunities to short and to make money. So let me just get back to this specific trade. I entered the position here around 350, and as you can see, if we play a little bit forward, the first day it kind of started playing out. We confirmed this as resistance with another test and a fake out above this level. But next day we had a massive green candle which actually reversed, and the first thing that I didn't have is a hard stop loss somewhere in this area, because this was in general my stop loss area. I didn't have this because I know that these smaller cap coins could be very volatile, and as you can see in the past, this has had a lot of fake out breakouts here, and that's why I didn't want to have a hard stop right here. And because this is a very small position for me and it's a testing one, I just really wanted to see how things will play out in this specific setup. So if we continue, you can see that we started chopping around this zone, but we still were holding the 100-day moving average as resistance, and that's why I kept holding this trade, although we were kind of forming higher lows here, especially on the lower time frames. And a few days ago, I actually mentioned this in chat, we finally kind of got a confirmation of the short setup with a massive red candle on the day and around 7% down. We broke down this level around 350 again, and I mentioned in chat that this could be a good moment to take some profit off the table. I personally didn't, again because this was a very small position for me. And again, as you can see, the next day we had a massive bullish engulfing candle into resistance. And in the following few days, we had confirmations that this might be a continuation of an uptrend. And as you can see here, we kept the higher low structure. And that's why I actually put a stop loss somewhere in this area after I've seen this price action. And over the night, last night, it got triggered. My original plan for this trade was to take some profit in this area first. So somewhere around here, around $3 level. And the next profit zone was somewhere around here, because we had some, of course, reactions here at around 260. And of course, as I mentioned, my stop loss was somewhere in this area with the 100-day moving average coming down to meet us. How well I executed my plan? Well, I think there are 2 answers to this question. The first one is that we could say that, okay, This was a test trade for me. It was a very small size and I followed my plan. I didn't take profit early, and also I exited the position when I was supposed to exit at my stop loss somewhere around here. So in theory, this was a good trade setup. Although I lost money, I kind of followed my plan. And that's okay, you know, I can sleep at night because I didn't do something stupid, and of course I didn't lose a lot of money, and I was okay even before I entered the trade with a potential monetary loss. So that's one side of the equation. The other one is that in general, I didn't have a good feeling about this trade. And as I mentioned in one of the previous alerts, I'm trying to kind of lean into my gut more often and listen to what it's saying to me. And for example, right here, when I was seeing this higher lows forming, I could have exited somewhere around here, around break even, because this was an uptrend forming into a resistance level, and the more reactions you have into a resistance level, the higher probability that it will break. Also, another thing that I could have done better is take profit. Although it was before my level right here around $3, I could have easily taken some profit here on the next day. We were close enough to my level, and also here when I was seeing this playing out, and when I actually mentioned in chat that it's a good level to take some profit if you're playing with high leverage. And this actually brings me to my main lesson for myself from this specific trade, is that whenever I'm trading with a smaller size, I tend to not follow my rules perfectly, and I kind of disregard some signals that the trade might be giving me, as it was the case here. Because here it was like a very small profit on the position that I have monetary wise. You know, if you're using leverage, 6% profit could be actually 20 or 30% profit depending on the leverage that you're using. However, if you just look at it like this and it's just 6%, you know, it might not be worth it if the position is not big enough. So one of the main outcomes for me is that probably even when I'm testing strategies, I need to be thinking like I'm swinging big sizes, because when the time comes and I actually increase my size of the positions, this is when I really have to be strict with my rules and really lean into the developments of the charts, because as you can see, there were plenty of signals here that was telling me that potentially this trade might not work in my favor, and I could have exited earlier or at least taken some off the table, so I will be a break even at this level around here. Overall, this is how I think about this trade. This is the main lesson that I'm taking from it, and I really hope this video kind of helps you out with your personal trade and the way you think about them and how you structure them. If you enjoy this kind of analysis live of mistakes and also potentially good trades in the future, let me know. You know how to find me, and I'll see you in the next one.